advocating for and supporting children in the foster system is the type of community program that can have a huge impact on everyone involved.
And joining us today is Keith Fiandra, who is a court-appointed special advocate and has first-hand experience on just that kind of work. Keith, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. This is a really important program, and I know you're here for a number of different reasons today. That you know that there could be more volunteers that could really help out with this. So, tell us about what goes into the work you do and how you even got involved in this program.
Sure. So being a CASA, a lot of people ask, what's the time commitment? And I usually say about three to 5 hours per month. And what goes into it really in the beginning, you want to get to know your kiddos through the case plans that you receive, all the background history of these kiddos. Then you're interacting with the caseworkers, you're interacting with the maternal and the paternal parents, you're interacting with the kiddos for the first time. And really what goes into it in general is the fact that we're there to advocate for these children in court, making sure their best interests are being taken care of in and out of the courtroom. And for me personally, I actually found CASA via Facebook, and it was just a Facebook post one of my friends had made, and it's crazy how that one Facebook post now has turned into me helping to change the lives of 7 different kiddos.
Wow.
I love that. Now, obviously you're helping all sorts of children with different stories. So can you talk to us about maybe what the most rewarding part about your job really is?
Yes, absolutely. So I think the biggest defining moment for me that made me believe that this was something I wanted to do with CASA for as long as I possibly can, I had a case, we were at a very pivotal moment in this case where the kiddo had to be asked, where do you want to stay? Do you want to go back home? Do you want to move on? And I remember sitting down with this young 9-year-old girl and having this conversation with her, and I remember she said, "Mr. Keith, I want you to write this down and tell the judge." Never took out a pen and paper quicker in my life. And when I repeated her words in court to the judge, and that was pretty much the defining factor in what would happen in that case, that showed me the power of being a CASA, and that was really the defining moment in me really understanding my role and really feeling fulfilled in doing what I'm supposed to be doing for the kids.
I'm sure there must be at least one person out there, I'm hoping a lot more, who's listening to your story, who would love to get involved, who'd love to be doing the work you're doing. Clearly that kind of situation only arises through good training, through being able to understand certain situations. So what goes into becoming what you do right now? Like, how much work goes into it? What kind of pre-training do you do? What's the system for people looking to get involved?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people do get intimidated because you're involved with the courts. Might get called to the stand and have to give a testimony in front of the judge and everyone. The first thing that I tell people is obviously with the training you have depends 4 or 5 week training that you meet once or twice a week depending. There's a couple of accelerated courses that you would meet with, and we have obviously our CASA coaches that will teach you all the steps in the program. But the number one thing is that it's in the name. Court-appointed special advocate. The judge in that courtroom asked for a volunteer to come in and help these children. So before you even step into the courtroom, you are being welcomed in by the judge to advocate for these children. And then on top of that, aside from everything that you go through, all the training, all the notes, you have so much support with CASA. The staff in CASA, especially here in Las Vegas, are absolutely incredible. I love them. Shout out to Vicki Wilson, my volunteer coordinator. And all CASAs have a volunteer coordinator, and I myself am also a peer coordinator. So as a CASA volunteer, I also oversee another 6 to 7 other CASAs on that case. So aside from everything that goes on, you have so much support. Things happen left and right, and we're volunteers, so we're giving our time. And every minute of our time I want to make sure is as used as possible. So pretty much understanding that we have all that support. Throughout anything that goes on in your case, you're going to have somebody that has your back.
So if someone is looking to get involved, they're hearing what you're saying, and they're like, I want to be a part of this. How would they go about doing that? So
honestly, very simple. You can look up CASA Las Vegas online, reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, and pretty much simply say, I want to be involved. And then they'll send you the email with the information, do the background checks, and get you into training.
Keith, the work you're doing is incredible. So hopefully someone else will watch this and want to join you in supporting the kids out there. So visit casalasvegas.org for more information.